Hi, Bill, Mufasajeep. So today I already started sanding this. So what it is if you could see, it comes shiny. And what this is, it's a 3M hood louver. So we wanted to change Heffalump's hood to make it look a little cooler. It's not really functional, but I think it was like 50 bucks online. Somewhere around 50 bucks online. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scuff this up with a pad. We're using 320. You can see I've kind of already used it. I'm gonna try to keep using this same one because sandpaper is expensive. So I should be able to get through this whole thing with this thing. It's kind of intricate. So what I'm doing is I just pick a spot like back here. I need to use my finger back here because I want to get all this shiny off. So I'm not applying a lot of pressure. I'm just kind of letting the sandpaper do the work. And I'm just kind of going back and forth and back and forth. And then I check it and I kind of angle my finger to try to make sure I get all of the shiny. Because if you see right in here, it's still shiny. And I'm afraid if I don't scuff it up fully, what'll happen is our paint won't stick in there. So I folded this little harder. And almost got my nail down in there. And I just want to scratch this up just enough to take the shiny away, so that when we go to paint this thing, the paint has something to adhere to. When it's shiny like this, I'm pretty sure the paint would flake off pretty quickly. But again, I'm an amateur. I am not a painter. I've learned by doing, more or less. So all I'm doing is we're gonna scratch this guy up. Then I'm gonna mix up a little bit of paint. Well, I'm gonna clean it up after we get it all sanded down because you got little junk all over it from the sanding. And then what we'll do is this video I'll show you how I mix up the paint, how I paint it, and how we wipe it down. So stay tuned and you're gonna see this thing painted here in a little bit. And we're back. All right, so 91% alcohol, and I got a clean microfiber rag. You want to make sure whatever rag you're using, you don't want it to produce a lot of lint and put lint on something that you're getting ready to paint. These tend to do pretty good. Like they don't seem to put much lint on things like when we did the Jeep. So hopefully this one don't, but we're gonna find out. So I just put a little bit on and then wipe it all down. Now when we did the Jeep, we wiped it down and then we wiped it down and then we wiped it down and then we wiped it down. Go a little crazy wiping your things down after you sand them because you don't want any of that sanding to get in your paint. So you just want to make sure it's super clean. They always say the best paint jobs are always, flip it around, you can see I got some dust off. We'll flip the rag around. Paint jobs are 90% prep, and over the course of, I mean, we're learning as we go. I've painted her Jeep twice now. I watched a lot of YouTube videos. YouTube is an awesome source. Like, I don't know what we did before YouTube because I could do almost anything. All I gotta do is watch somebody else do it and mimic or take what they say as long as they were half good at what they do. And then I can accomplish things that I wouldn't normally be able to accomplish. So the whole YouTube generation, we're quite a bit lucky. I mean, I remember as a kid trying to fix a car and having to go to my dad and go, oh, hey dad, what, tools in the garage, son. He would say, if you need me, come get me. And that was awesome. That was having somebody to teach you things, but not everybody has that. So YouTube you pick up where my dad didn't know how to paint a car. I couldn't have went to him and said, hey dad, I want to paint this car. He would have been like, oh, go ahead. I don't know what the hell you're gonna do, but so we just want to make sure we wipe this down thoroughly. So I'm gonna wipe it down and get in all these little cracks and crevices. I just want to get all the dust off of this so that when I paint this, we're not sticking paint to dust, because I don't think paint sticks to dust very well. Or so I've been told it doesn't, so I trust who I've seen do this, and this is going to be a cool little addition to heffalump. It's going to make it look like she has a cool custom hood when really all it is a $50 hood scoop. Well, $50 and a bit of elbow grease and a little bit of hard work, and should be able to pull it off. I don't have an adhesion promoter, which I would kind of suggest you use an adhesion promoter, because I know when you paint like a plastic bumper on, most of the newer cars have plastic or polypropylene or whatever that material is that they use for bumpers today. I know a real painter, which I'm not a real painter, would be using a adhesion promoter. So that's why I really tried to scuff this up really good, because we really wanted that paint to adhere to this and cure and be on there for life. So we're just gonna keep wiping it down, and then I'll have everybody back when we get to the mixing the paint stage. We're gonna mix some paint, and here in one day we'll go from not having a hood scoop to having a painted hood scoop, and by tomorrow hopefully it's cured enough where we can put it on the Jeep, and then we'll show you it on the Jeep after we put it on. I'll be back. And we're back. So we wiped this down a bunch of times, and I'm gonna mix up enough paint to just paint this, which I'm guessing, so I hope I do enough, because then I don't want to have to do it twice. It's a thing. So we're getting a little low. We got a gallon to paint the Jeep, but we had a little mistake in the middle, so we used quite a bit of that gallon. So this is 8-to-1, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got 8 of those. Let's just set that there, because that's gonna fall in. Then here's our one. So this is our acrylic enamel wet look hardener. And both times I painted the Jeep, I used this production shop paint. It's inexpensive and it seems to do okay. I think it turns out okay with it. It's a single stage paint, and I just feel more comfortable being a new painter doing a single stage, because I've watched enough videos and seen all the horror stories of people getting runs in the clear coat. And I just went to the like a dollar store and bought cheap measuring spoons. So when I did the car, what I did is I did cups. So I did 8 cups to 1 cup of this, mixed it all up, and that's how we did the mixture for painting the whole Jeep. So set this guy over here, put our lid back on here, and I'm gonna take this guy, and I hope that's enough paint. This is the smallest piece I've painted, so I'm guessing at how much paint we need. I want to do 3 coats. The first coat is a light coat, and it's a tack coat is what it is. So I mean, watching other people, like I said, I'm not a professional. I am a super amateur at this. The first coat is a tack coat, so it's a, there we go, I got paint all over myself already. It's a light coat, so I'll do a dusting over the whole thing. And it's funny because it kind of looks, it looks crappy, I guess is what you would say, because it looks like little dots, and you're like, oh, that's gonna come out really bad. Don't get nervous. Your first coat is just, you spray it once, you wait 5 minutes and let that paint start to tack up, and then you come in with a medium coat. So we come in and we're gonna take our time, we're gonna go a little slower, and we're gonna hold the trigger down, and we're gonna give it a thicker coat. And then when we get to that last coat, we're gonna give it one more medium to medium kind of thick coat. And then at first, it'll look really orange peely. Usually when I do it, it does. And then we just let it set. And then when you first look at it, you're like, oh man, this looks like crap. Walk away for 10, 20, 30 minutes. When you come back, it's almost like the paint like melds in and it smooths itself out. And like I said, I'm not a painter. I don't know what the voodoo, whatever stuff in the chemical makeup, but kind of melts in, and then a lot of that splotchy, bumpy looking stuff will even itself out, and it ends up looking okay. Hopefully with this, it does the same thing. I don't know, we haven't really painted plastic before, but we're gonna try it out. And if it's not good, we'll sand it down and we'll try again. But for this, we're kind of experimenting, but I think it's gonna come out okay. We're about to find out though. I'll be back. There it is, it's cleaned up, it's ready to go. I got the paint mixed up, cleared out the gun, checked to make sure my fan and my control. Everything that I've sprayed so far, I've been right around 20 PSI on this $69 Amazon gun. And you guys see the results. I mean, Heffy turned out okay, especially for somebody that's only painted 2 cars ever in life. I'm gonna put my mask on. And I got paint all over my hands earlier, so I'm not gonna put gloves on. It's gonna take too long. Put my mask on, and we're gonna hit this with that light coat at first. Then we'll wait 5 minutes, and we'll hit it with 2 more coats. If you can hear me through this mask. Luke, I am your father. Let's go. Give it one little test spray. Okay. There we go. Let's go. This way. There's our first tacky coat. I'll be back with 2 more coats and we'll see what it turns out like. Okay, it's been 5 minutes. You can see it's starting to tack up a little bit. Looks a little bumpy. We're gonna hit it with that second medium coat, come across it. I think I'm gonna go this way because if you see, I can see there's some tiger striping here. Like I said before, I am an amateur. Like, I'm hoping this comes out okay, but we're gonna find out here. This will start over here. Okay. This will start over here. Okay, we'll be back in 5 minutes. Final coat time. So you can see it's looking quite a bit more purple. Still looks a little bumpy, but like I said before, for some reason, when the first time, I mean, I'm a new painter, but when you paint, it gets this like kind of bumpy look to it, but over time that should smooth out, especially with this last coat. So let's go ahead and lay this last coat down. Hopefully I don't run the gun dry because that'll mess the whole thing up. I think I might have mixed up just enough, but we're gonna be careful and hopefully we don't blow straight air on it and no paint because it could spatter and stuff. But last coat, let's go ahead and get it done. Start where I started before.
think the gun stuck a little bit, but it needs cleaning. There we go, last coat. So
it's 3 coats. It's good and coated. We're gonna just let it set and marinate in those 3 coats. And I think I'm gonna let it set for about 2 days because we have to flip it over and apply the adhesive stuff to put it on the hood. So here it is. We painted it and didn't take us that much time. Just a little bit of time. It's gonna be a cool little thing to set her TJ apart from everybody else's. And like I said, it wasn't really that expensive. I didn't probably spent 30 minutes sanding, another 10 or so minutes making sure it was nice and clean, 5 minutes to prep for the paint, check the gun. So I mean, more or less, start to finish, if you just jump into it, probably an hour's worth of time to do something like this to your Jeep and set it apart from everybody else's. I know it's gonna be a fake hood scoop, or maybe it's gonna be a fake hood scoop. I still wanna kinda convince her to cut some holes in her hood so we have some venting. And then I have some other good ideas that I haven't even told her yet. But stay tuned, because when we go to put this on, I have a pretty cool idea for it. Again, Mufasajeep, like, subscribe, comment, and hopefully if this is a cool little thing that you thought maybe you would want to do one day, or maybe it's a good idea for you, or maybe you're like, oh, I would never do that. Either way, we're here, we're showing what we do. We're just amateur people, normal blue-collar people trying to make our Jeeps look cool, and I think this is going to turn out pretty cool. Stay tuned.